Welcome to this lecture series in Chemical Reaction Engineering 1. Today we will see empirical rate equations of nth order, a general rate law. So when the mechanism of the reaction is not known, we try to fit the data with an nth order rate. We don't have any idea about what kind of rate law we have. So then we take it as nth order general reaction minus Ra is equal to minus dCA by dt is equal to Kca raised to n, where this n is the order. If I separate the variables and solve this equation, minus dCA by Ca raised to n is equal to K into integral dt between 0 to t. When t is equal to 0, Ca is Ca0, and when t any value t, Ca is Ca. So this integral is t. So on right hand side we have simply kt. Here Ca raised to minus n I can shift to the numerator and write as minus n. So integral of this is Ca raised to minus n plus 1 divided by minus n plus 1, and this minus sign we already have here. So this minus n plus 1 we can write as 1 minus n plus 1 written as n minus 1. This is 1 minus n, and with this minus sign I can make this plus and this will become minus. So in the denominator we have n minus 1. This n minus 1 you can transfer on right hand side. So on right hand side you get n minus 1 into kt. We are left with this term, constant term we have taken on the right hand side. Ca raised to 1 minus n, limits are Ca0 to Ca. So upper limit Ca raised to 1 minus n minus Ca is Ca0 now. Ca0 raised to 1 minus n is equal to this. Now this is valid for all values of n except n is equal to 1, because for n is equal to 1 right hand side becomes 0. So this is the general integrated form. Ca raised to 1 minus n minus Ca0 raised to 1 minus n is equal to n minus 1 into kt. Okay. So this also we can arrange in y is equal to mx plus c form. So and find out the value of n, that we will see little later. We can take log of both the sides. 1 minus n into ln of Ca minus 1 minus into ln of Ca0 is equal to ln of this constant. The order n cannot be found explicitly, so trial and error solution must be made. And this is not very difficult. So what you have to do, you have to just select the value for n and evaluate k. The value of n which minimizes the variation in k is the desired value of n. So variation in k should be minimized. Another important feature of this rate form, we have to note that with the order n greater than 1, reaction can never go to completion in finite time. Okay, so 100% completion is at very high time value tending to infinity. So you can get conversion 99.99 say, but never 1. So this we have to note. For n greater than 1, reaction can never go to completion in infinite time. So it requires infinite time to go for completion. On the other hand, for n less than 1, order less than 1, the rate form predicts that the reactant concentration will fall to 0. That means complete conversion, and then become negative. So concentration falls to 0, and mathematically you get negative concentration at some finite time. But negative concentration is meaningless. That means When concentration becomes 0, conversion is complete for n less than 1, and that will happen at some particular time. So Ca is equal to 0. If I take Ca is equal to 0 in this equation, I get this Ca0 T is equal to or greater than Ca0 raised to 1 minus n divided by 1 minus n into k. So that T I can get from here. Okay, if I substitute Ca is equal to 0, this I want T, so I will shift this n minus 1 in the denominator and k in the denominator, and with the minus sign, n minus 1 becomes 1 minus n. So this is the limiting value. So concentration negative means it's meaningless. So in real situation, or the real value of concentration cannot fall below 0. It can fall up to 0. Complete conversion is Ca is equal to 0. So we should not carry out the integration beyond this time for n less than 1. So for orders less than 1, we have to keep in mind that this is the limiting value, and we should not carry out the integration beyond this. We'll see the how this can be used in problem solving later on. That means two things we have to note: for n greater than 1, orders greater than 1, reaction can never go to completion, means Xa is equal to 1 is not possible in finite time. That means it can go up to 99.99 or whatever, but not exactly equal to 1. Whereas for n less than 1, we have this value at t equal to Ca0 raised to 1 minus n divided by 1 minus n into k. This concentration becomes 0, and if you substitute the value t greater than something, concentration will be negative, which is meaningless. Also, as a consequence of this feature, in real system, the observed fractional order will shift upward to unity as the reactant is depleted. Reactant is depleted means as the reactant is consumed. Okay, so as the reaction is consumed, the fractional order, that is less than 1, will shift upwards towards unity, towards 1, as the reactant is depleted or the reactant is consumed. So we will see, this will be more clear to you when we will solve some numerical problems. So now you have to just try to understand and remember the concept of limiting value of t for n less than 1. Beyond that value, we need not carry out the integration. That is the limiting value, and at that value, concentration will be 0 and conversion will be 1. Now we'll see zero order reaction. Reaction is of zero order when the rate of reaction is independent of concentration. Minus Ra is equal to minus dCA by dt, and that is Kca raised to 0. Order is 0, and this is Ca raised to 0 is 1. So expression is minus dCA by dt is equal to simply K. Dt will transfer on another side and separate the variables. So 0 to t dt is t. So right hand side is simply kt. Minus dCA integral Ca0 to Ca. So minus dCA integral is minus Ca. Okay, and this, instead of Ca by Ca0, I can take this sign outside and change the order of integration. So if I change the order of integration, I get Ca0 minus Ca, and minus sign taken out, dCA is Ca. So Ca0 minus Ca, and Ca0 minus Ca is Ca0 into Xa, because Ca is equal to Ca0 into 1 minus Xa. This we have used many times. So Ca0 minus Ca same as Ca0 Xa, and that is equal to Kt. Okay, so if you consider this in terms of conversion, T Xa will be equal to 1 if you substitute xa is equal to 1, that will be for time t is equal to ca0 by k, complete conversion. So for t less than ca0 by k, this will be valid, and equal to that conversion will be 1, and greater than 1 you will get negative concentrations or conversion greater than 1, that is absurd value. So xa is kt by ca0. From this I can write xa is equal to kt by ca0. What is the meaning? Ca0 initial concentration if you know for the zero order reaction, and if you know k at any time you can find out xa by this simple expression. This is the integrated form of zero order rate law. We also must note that Ca can never become negative. So Ca will fall to 0, and beyond that we need not carry out the integration. So here when xa is equal to 1, if we substitute xa is equal to 1, t is equal to ca0 by k. So at that value xa is equal to 1, ca will be equal to 0. Okay. So for all values of Ta greater than or equal to Ca0 by K, Ca will be equal to 0. Mathematically, you will get, if you solve substituting numerical, you will get negative value, but that is not possible. That means we say for all values of T greater than or equal to Ca0 by K, concentration is 0. As a rule, the reactions are zero order only in certain concentration ranges, that is higher concentrations. Now these two forms we have seen, integrated forms of rate law. Ca is equal to Ca0 minus Kt. Okay. So this Ca0 minus Ca is equal to Kt. This can be written in the form Ca is equal to Ca0 minus Kt. Another form we have in terms of conversions, Xa is equal to Kt by Ca0. Now if you make a plot, y is equal to mx plus c form. So y, c is this plus mx. So x is t. You will plot t time on x axis, concentration on y axis. So y is equal to m is minus k. So you can see here the slope will be negative and value will be k. So you can get rate constant, zero order rate constant from this plot, and y intercept is Ca0 simply. Okay, so it start from Ca0 and finally it becomes 0, and beyond this Ca is negative. So our solution ends here. We need not consider this timeline beyond t is equal to Ca0 by k. So up to t is equal to Ca0 by k only. So all values less than this. For greater than this, complete conversion or Ca becomes 0. Same thing here, Xa you plot on y axis. So it is y is equal to mx form. Y intercept is 0. Mx. So what is x? X is t. M will be k by Ca0. So this slope is k by Ca0. Conversion from 0 to 1. This is the maximum conversion 1. And if you take the value on this axis, x axis, t is equal to this value Ca0 by k. If t is equal to Ca0 by k, Xa will be equal to 1. So it cuts here. So beyond this conversion, if you read this on this line, it is greater than 1. That is absurd. So we will not carry out the integration beyond this value. Okay. So for zero order kinetics, we have these values. So when Ca is equal to 0 for T is equal to Ca0 by K, and here Xa is equal to 1 for T is equal to Ca0 by K. Now we'll see the overall order of irreversible reactions from half-life, T half. So half-life is nothing but time required to bring down the concentration to half of its original value. If original concentration at T is equal to 0 is Ca0, its half value is Ca0 by 2 or 0.5 into Ca0. So for irreversible reactions, stoichiometric coefficients are considered as alpha and beta for the reactants A and D. Okay. So here we write the rate law as minus Ra is equal to minus dCA by dt K into Ca raised to A and Cb raised to B. So A is the order and D is also order. So Ath order with respect to A and Bth order with respect to B. So this order is different, A and B, and this alpha and beta are the stoichiometric coefficients. These orders, we are considering this reaction, order is A with respect to A and B with respect to B. And this is A and B values you can find out if you have the concentration time data. If the reactants are present in the stoichiometric ratio, they will remain at that ratio throughout the reaction. Okay. If 1 mole is giving you 1 mole, similar amount 1:1 is the consumption. Ratio is 1:1. If this alpha is equal to 1 and beta is equal to 1, that ratio will be maintained. Or whatever the ratio is there, denoted by alpha and beta, that will be maintained. That means concentration of A divided by concentration of B will be beta by alpha, and that will be maintained throughout the reaction. So we can write minus dCA by dt is equal to K Ca raised to A, and for Cb we can write beta by alpha into Ca. So beta by alpha into Ca raised to B. This is nothing but Cb raised to B. I have substituted for Cb from this relationship. So Ca raised to A and Ca raised to B, this we have combined. A plus B, that is equal to, say, n is the overall order, Ca raised to n. Whereas beta is constant, alpha is constant, B will be another constant determined from the concentration time data. So this K into beta by alpha raised to B, this we consider as some other notation for the constant, say K bar. So minus Ra is equal to K bar into Ca raised to n. So this, if we integrate as we have done earlier, this form we will get for all values of n except n is equal to 1. N is equal to 1, simple first order. So you have minus ln of 1 minus xa is equal to kt form. So this same equation as we have seen earlier, Ca raised to 1 minus n minus Ca0 raised to 1 minus n is equal to K bar into n minus 1 into T. So half-life T half, time needed for the conversion to drop to half of the original value. So half of the original value, if original value is Ca0, half the original value is Ca0 by 2. So Ca is equal to Ca0 by 2, 1 raised to 1 minus n minus Ca0 raised to 1 minus n, that is equal to K bar into n minus 1, and T is equal to T half now. Okay, half-life. Now this 1 by 2 I have written as 0.5. So 0.5 into Ca0 raised to 1 minus n minus Ca0 raised to 1 minus n, and this K bar divided by n minus 1, this divided by K bar divided by n minus 1. So this term I have transferred on this side, so that on right hand side I am left with only T half, that is half-life. Numerator, take out Ca0 raised to 1 minus n common. So if I take Ca0 raised to 1 minus n common, what I am left with is 0.5 raised to 1 minus n minus 1. Okay, so this I can linearize now, taking log of both the sides. CA0 raised to 1 minus n. This I can write as 1 minus n into ln of CA0. And this 0.5 raised to 1 minus n minus 1, this complete bracket divided by k bar and multiplied by n minus 1. This complete term is nothing but another constant, because here we have n is constant and k is some value of constant that we can determine, we can find out. So ln of t half is equal to ln of this constant, all these terms we have written here, plus 1 minus n into ln of CA0. Okay, 1 minus n into ln of CA0. This y is equal to mx plus c form. So this is, say, y, this is some constant c, and this is mx. So what I should plot on y-axis? Ln of t half or log of t half. On x-axis, ln of CA0 or log of CA0. Now, if you want to test with this method, you have to make series of runs at different initial concentrations. So CA0 value, at different CA0 values, you will carry out the reaction and find out T half. So at, say, 5-6 values of CA0, different values, we will try to find out this and then make a plot and draw the best fit line, and then slope will give you, m is slope, that is 1 minus n. So if you know 1 minus n, the numerical value of this slope, you can calculate n. So if you make runs like this, plot for the order n greater than 1. So n greater than 1. If n is greater than 1, naturally this bracket will be having some negative value. If n is equal to 2, n greater than 1, so this becomes minus 1. So for n greater than 1, this slope will be negative. And this kind of straight line fit will get. So for n greater than 1, half-life time decreases as CA0 increases. So you can see this half-life time decreasing as CA0 is increasing. For n less than 1, orders less than 1, if n is less than 1, this will be positive. So slope is positive. Okay. And for n less than 1, slope is positive. That means half-life will increase. This is increasing as CA0 is increasing. And for n exactly equal to 1, this will be parallel to x-axis. That means independent of concentration. It will not depend on initial concentrations. Okay. And for first order, you will have a different rate law. Our standard equation minus ln of 1 minus xa is equal to kt. Then instead of half-life method, we can use fractional life also. Not necessarily exactly t half, any fraction. If for, say, 20% fraction, if you want to take this. So simply that 0.5 which was here for half-life, so t half is equal to 0.5 raised to 1 minus n. If it is for 25%, so this will become 0.25 and this is t 0.25 or t 1 by 4. For any fraction, we can just use the similar equation. So if you just change this fraction, you will get another value of fractional time, corresponding value. So half-life method can be extended to any fractional life method in which Ca drops to any fractional value, that is f, which is Ca by Ca0. For half-life, it was Ca by Ca0 is equal to 0.5 for t half. So this fraction will be changing. Derivation is a direct extension of half-life method giving you. So t half replaced, this half replaced by fraction f, and this half or 0.5 replaced by fraction f. So f raised to 1 minus n minus 1 divided by k, into n minus 1. This you can write as k bar or k, that doesn't matter. Ca0 raised to 1 minus n. Now we'll see another category of reactions, that is irreversible reactions in parallel. So simplest possible case, we'll see A is decomposing by two competing path and both are elementary reactions. So elementary reactions means these reactions are having direct correspondence with the stoichiometry. So A gives R with the rate constant K1. At the same time, A is giving you S with rate constant K2. So reaction rates are different. Okay. So A is giving R, A is giving S. That means these are reactions in parallel or these are competing with each other. Depending on the value of K1 and K2, if K1 is higher than K2 or K2 is higher than K1, you will get formation of R or S. So if R is desired product, you want this in more quantity and this in less quantity. So you will try to suppress this reaction and enhance this reaction. So minus Ra is minus dCA by dt. This can be written as, so minus dCA by dt for both competing reactions. So K1Ca plus K2Ca. Ca if I take common, I can write this rate constant K1 plus K2 into Ca. Okay. We are considering first order with respect to A. Both the reactions first order with respect to A. Concentration raised to 1. Rate of formation of R plus rate of formation of R. This is rate of consumption, rate of disappearance. So RR is dCr by dt and this is K1Ca. Rs is dCs by dt, K2 into Ca. So these reactions we can write. Now this minus dCa by dt is equal to K1 plus K2 into Ca. So on right hand side, K1 plus K2 into dt integral dt is T between 0 to T. Minus dCa by Ca is between Ca0 to Ca is minus ln of Ca by Ca0. This we know. Now these two equations you can see simple. Minus ln of Ca by Ca0 is equal to K1 plus K2. This is into bracket multiplied by T. So if you have concentration time data, you will find minus ln of Ca by Ca0, that you will plot on y-axis as a function of time, and this is y is equal to mx form, line passing through origin. You draw the best fit line and y is equal to mx form. What is m? Slope. Slope is K1 plus K2. So from this plot you get the information of K1 plus K2, but we want both K1 and K2. So for this, what I can do is I can take a ratio of rate of formation of R to rate of formation of S. That is dCr by dt divided by dCs by dt. dt will cancel out. dCr by dCs I can write as Cr minus Cr0 and Cs minus Cs0. So here, if some R is present initially, some value, and this we are considering here, Cr0 and Cs0. So this is of the form y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1 kind of thing. So we'll get again a straight line with a slope K1 by K2. If you plot this, say y2 minus y1 is equal to m into x2 minus x1, or y is in the form of straight line. So this Ca0 and Cr0, this point you will get, and from here you can draw the best fit line, and you will get some slope here, and this slope is nothing but K1 by K2. Okay, so you will plot CR on this axis, CS on x axis, and you will be knowing the initial values of CR0 and CS0. If CR0 and CS0 is 0, then it will start from origin and you will get a straight line of slope K1 by K2. So what we know, we have two equations now, this value of slope and this different value of slope. So K1 by K2 is equal to some numerical value, K1 by K2 is equal to some numerical value, and K1 plus K2 is equal to some numerical value. So you have two unknowns K1 and K2 and two equations. So if you solve these simultaneous equations, you can easily get the value. So knowing K1 plus K2 and K1 by K2, you can find the values of K1 and K2 for this reactions in parallel. If you make concentration time plot, so you start at time t is equal to 0 with some value of Ca0. Ca0 is continuously depleting or continuously consumed first order rate law, so this exponential decay curve. This will go to completion in some infinite time. This is asymptotic. Then you have CR is formed. So initially it is 0. It can have some value also. If we consider CR0 is equal to CA0 is equal to 0, initially from here up to some value of CR you will get. Similarly, this up to some value of CS. This CR curve will be above CS curve for K1 greater than K2. If K1 is less than K2, or in other words, if K2 is greater than K1, then this CS curve will be above CR curve. And then the concentrations at any section, any point if you consider, so CA0 plus 0 plus 0, that is CA0 plus CR0 plus CS0 is simply CA0. And at any point of time, if you add this, at say time t is equal to t, somewhere at any section, CR plus CS plus CA, this value will be equal to CA0 only. Okay. Then we will see homogeneous catalyzed reactions. So liquid phase reactions, you consider, you are adding say some acid catalyzed reaction, you add some amount of acid as a catalyst to act as a catalyst in liquid phase reactions. So homogeneous catalyzed system, sum of the rates of both uncatalyzed and catalyzed reactions. So homogeneous catalyzed reactions, that means if catalyst is absent, A giving you R with rate constant K1. If catalyst is there, then rate constant will change K2, and this we are representing as A plus C is equal to R plus C. C and C on both the side because catalyst remains unconsumed in the catalytic reaction. So these two reactions are going on. So this subscript 1 and subscript 2 are the representation for these two reactions. One is uncatalyzed reaction and then there is catalyzed reaction. So overall rate can be addition of these two. So minus dCA by dt for reaction 1 is K1 Ca. We are again considering first order with respect to the reactants. So minus dCA by dt for reaction 2, subscript 2 is equal to K2 into Ca into Cc. Cc is the concentration of catalyst. So what this tells us, the reaction would proceed even without the catalyst, and the rate of catalyzed reaction, so when catalyst is added, the total rate is written as minus dCA by dt, so addition of these two happening simultaneously, K1 Ca plus K2 Ca Cc. Ca you can take out common, so K1 plus K2 into Cc, this you can separate out in the bracket. So this we get. This K1 plus K2 into Cc I can write as K observed kinetics. So dCA by dt, this Ca I can take on this side, so minus ln of Ca by Ca0, that is same as minus ln of 1 minus xa, and that is equal to this K observed value, which is K1 plus K2 into Cc into T. So integral dt 0 to T is T. From 0 to T, variation is Ca0 to Ca. So what we have to do is, we have to make series of runs with different catalyst concentrations and find out from this equation. So take some catalyst concentration and solving this, you find out K observed. That means for that particular reaction, you will plot minus ln of Ca by Ca0 versus T, and you will get y is equal to mx form, that is passing through origin, and you will get K observed value. So for Cc 1 concentration you get 1 value. So let us say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, some 10 values. So K observed 1 is for Cc1, K observed 2 is for Cc2, K observed 3 for Cc3, and so on. And then you know K observed is equal to K1 plus K2 into Cc, which is concentration. This you are varying. So you need 7-8 different runs for this reaction, and you have to calculate K observed value. So for 1 K observed value, 1 plot of minus ln of Ca by Ca0 versus T for 1 value of Cc. And then such 5, 6, 7, 10 whatever values you get, then this y is equal to mx plus c form. So K observed on y axis, this is y, c is K1, y intercept is K1, plus mx, m is K2, slope is K2, and Cc you are plotting here. So you get K1 and K2 both. So you can analyze the homogeneous catalyzed reactions in this way. Then next category of reactions we will see, that is autocatalytic reactions. So what is autocatalytic reaction? One of the products or one product from the reaction, formed from the reaction, acts as a catalyst, which is known as autocatalytic reaction. So reaction is A gives R. When it starts, A gives R, and once some R is formed, that R is acting as a catalyst. So we can write A giving you R is the original reaction, R again acts as a catalyst, so R plus R. So R is formed, R also acts as a catalyst, and it remains unconsumed when it acts as a catalyst. So minus Ra is minus dCA by dt, K into Ca into Cr. So this R is catalyst and it is also product. First order with respect to A and first order with respect to R, or with respect to catalyst. This we are considering, that the kinetics is this. The kinetics can be different. So Ca raised to A, Cr raised to R, and those values if you know, then you can analyze. But we will see simple kinetics in order to understand the integrated form and how to find out the rate constants. Orders already known. So we are looking into integral method of analysis. Total number of moles of A and R will remain unchanged. So A plus R, Ca plus Cr will be always constant as A is consumed. So A is consumed, R is formed. So whatever amount of A is consumed, same amount of R is formed. That means if 50% conversion of A is there, 50% formation of R is there. So this 0.5 plus 0.5 becomes 1. So Ca plus Cr is nothing but total molar concentration C0. This is same as Ca0 plus Cr0. If Cr0 no R is present initially, then simply Ca0 is equal to Ca plus Cr. And this is constant throughout the reaction from time t is equal to 0 to t. Minus Ra is equal to minus dCA by dt.
KCA and CR we can write as C0 minus CA. CR C0 minus CA from this. So KCA into bracket C0 minus CA. So on the right hand side again K integral dt 0 to t, it becomes simply KT minus dCA by CA into C0 minus CA. So this we have taken on this side, separated the variable CA into C0 minus CA minus dCA by. So this we have to solve. So let us split in partial fractions. So 1 upon CA into bracket CA0 minus CA is equal to 1 upon CA plus B upon C0 minus CA. A into C0 minus CA plus B into CA. Numerators are equated as the denominator is same. A into CA0 minus CA, A into C0 minus CA plus B into CA is equal to 1. So if you substitute CA is equal to 0, this becomes 0 and A into C0 is equal to 1. So A is 1 by C0. So this constant is determined. Another constant, if I substitute CA is equal to C0, this becomes 0. So B into C0 is equal to 1. So second constant B is also evaluated as 1 upon C0. Both values are same. So 1 upon C0 I have taken outside this bracket. It is associated with A and B, which means both these terms. And dCA by CA. So minus dCA by CA plus minus dCA by C0 minus CA. If I integrate these separated variables is equal to KT we know. Now what I am trying to do is, here this minus sign I have taken outside. Minus sign I have taken outside. So what it becomes? dCA by CA. And this minus sign if I take out, it becomes simply dCA by C0 minus CA. I want minus sign here because C0 minus CA is in the denominator. So derivative of the denominator is minus 1. So I want minus sign here. So this plus I changed the sign to minus. So this plus minus dCA, I have taken one minus sign common. So this becomes minus. Okay. So we solve it. Minus dCA by CA minus ln of CA minus ln of CA minus this log of denominator. So minus ln of denominator. So minus ln of C0 minus CA, and this is from CA0 to CA. So what we have done here, this minus sign I have taken outside. So this minus sign also I should take out, and this becomes plus, and this minus sign I have split in order to adjust for this integral. C0 KT on the right hand side and minus sign outside the bracket. So KC0T on the right hand side. This minus sign outside bracket I have retained into first part is dCA by CA is ln of CA. Second part is minus dCA by C0 minus CA, that is also ln of C0 minus CA. So minus ln of C0 minus CA from CA0 to CA. So substitute upper limit first. So first two terms remains exactly same as this. This is equal to CA0. So minus ln of CA0 minus plus ln of C0 minus CA0. C0 minus CA0 is equal to KC0T. With this minus sign, you multiply all the terms in the bracket. So minus ln of CA plus ln of C0 minus CA plus ln of CA0 minus ln of C0 minus CA0 is equal to KC0T. Now this all logarithmic terms. So terms with the plus sign I will keep in the numerator, and terms with minus sign you can transfer in the denominator. So overall ln of plus sign Ca0 plus sign C0 minus Ca. Then in the denominator minus ln of Ca, so Ca minus ln of C0 minus Ca0, so C0 minus Ca0. This we have written. Now Ca0, what is C0 minus Ca is Cr, that we know. Ca, C0 minus Ca0 will be Cr0, because this we have defined already. C0 is equal to Ca plus Cr. C0 is also equal to Ca0 plus Cr0. So from this we have written C0 minus Ca is Cr and C0 minus Ca0 is Cr0, and that is equal to K C0T. And what is C0? C0 you can write Ca0 plus Cr0, initial value. Okay. In terms of initial reactant ratio, so Cr0 by Ca0, Cr0 by Ca0. So you may have some R present initially to start the reaction, or some R will be produced and immediately it will be used as a catalyst for this autocatalytic reaction. So Cr is Cr0 plus Ca0XA, because reaction is A gives R. So this, if I write for Cr0 M into Ca0, and Ca0 I take outside, so Cr can be written as Ca0 into M plus Xa. C0 is Cr0 plus Ca0. So Ca0, Cr0 is again M into Ca0, M into Ca0. So Ca0 into M plus 1. So we can replace this and write the integrated form of rate equation in terms of Cr. You can convert it in terms of Xa. Okay. So Cr0 by Ca0 is written as M, and you have Cr by Ca. So ln of Cr by MCA. Cr is Ca0 into M plus Xa. M is there, Ca is equal to Ca0 into 1 minus Xa. Ca0 cancels out and you get ln of M plus Xa by M into 1 minus Xa, and that is equal to Kc0T. C0 is Ca0 into M plus 1, that we have written here, into Kt. So this is the form. So we can write y is equal to mx form. You can plot this on y-axis or this term on y-axis, and with respect to t on x-axis. So for different values of t, you will be knowing Ca, Cr, this you calculate, or you will be knowing M and Xa. So y-axis, this is on x-axis, slope is Ca0 into M plus 1 into K. Ca0 is known because you know the initial concentration of A. M is known because you know the initial reactant ratio. So from slope, if you know Ca0 and M, you can easily find out the value of K. Now you look at these two plots. What we have plotted here, Xa versus T, and here rate as a function of Ca by Ca0. So when Ca is equal to Ca0, Ca by Ca0 is 1. This is the maximum value. Okay. And this Ca is equal to 0 means Ca by Ca0 is equal to 0. That means complete conversion. So 0 to 1. 1 is complete conversion. So if you look at this plot, Ca by Ca0, the maximum possible value is 1. Because you start with Ca is equal to Ca0 and Ca0 by Ca0 is 1, and this will go on falling. So your reaction will start when some R will be formed, or you can add some R initially to start the reaction early. So start with some R present here, small value of R, and this is the rate. As the more and more R is formed, rate will increase and it will reach some maximum value, and that is equal to, at Ca is equal to Cr. When it is reached, then what happens? Catalyst is there, but A is consumed. A is more and more A is consumed, so A is depleting. So when less, here Ca is equal to Cr is the point of maxima, and then let us say here Ca is equal to Cr, that means 50% of A and 50% of R, let us say. Then what happens? Your Ca value, it is going on continuously depleting, so Ca will fall. When Ca falls, still R is there, but A is required, and as less and less A will be there as you go on this side, rate will fall. So what happens? Initially the rate is less, as R is formed rate increases, and as it will reach some maxima, and there onwards as A is getting consumed, so concentration of A goes on falling, rate will also fall, and ultimately at some value all A will be consumed. So a kind of parabolic curve you will get, and this is showing progress in time. Okay, so initially some low rate, then it picks up, then reaches maxima, and then rate falls. Same representation. So we will get in terms of XA on y axis and T as time proceeds. So low rate initially, here some low rate, then it picks up, so higher rate, and then rate goes on falling. Okay, and at this high rate, before this rate starts falling, you will reach some maxima that will be represented here somewhere. So for an autocatalytic reaction in a batch reactor, some product R must be present for reaction to proceed. So some R is formed and then reaction becomes autocatalytic, or you add some value of R to start the reaction early maybe. Starting with a very small concentration of R, we see that the rate will rise as R is formed. So rate is raised as R is formed. And on the other extreme, Ca will approach a very small value and the rate will ultimately drop to 0. All A is consumed. This plot shows that rate follows a parabola with maxima. Rate is maximum at Ca is equal to Cr. So these two representations for autocatalytic reactions. So we will stop here today, and in our next lecture we will study the further topics. Before we start, one thing, we will see this integrated form of rate equation that we have already derived. This is ln of Ca0 Cr or Ca Cr0, Cr0 by Ca0 you can also write as m, that is equal to ln into m plus xa divided by m into 1 minus xa is equal to C0 kt. So this is y is equal to mx form. So line passing through origin, you can plot either this term or this term on y axis depending on, if data is available in terms of conversion you use this term, if data is available in terms of concentration versus time you use this term on y axis. Plot as a function of time, draw the best fit line, and y is equal to mx, so m is C0k, so slope is C0k. So you can find out slope, you know C0 initially, so you can find out the value of k. So once you know the value of k, that means the kinetics is known. So finally you will write the kinetics as, or rate law as, minus Ra is equal to k. This k numerical value will obtain from the plot and into CACR. This already we know, we have considered first order with respect to A, first order with respect to R. So if, let us say, if K is equal to 2, then rate law becomes minus RA is equal to 2 CACR. So we will stop here, and in our next lecture we will see irreversible reactions in series. So we stop here.